But on Saturday morning, I was researching product ideas, something I just like doing. This time on the beach at Bondi and at Coogee and at Clovelly and in Port Macquarie, which is where I spent the majority of my time. Beach tents were freaking everywhere. You would have seen them too. They are everywhere in Australia. Okay. And that's awesome. But they're nowhere in Europe. Like they're nowhere in Europe. They haven't kind of caught on yet in Europe. You go to a European beach and you see a couple of them, but you don't see many of them. Okay. And so things like that, where there's a mismatch between one country, sunny country, and another sunny country, I always find those kind of things interesting. So anyway, so I thought I'd do some research on beach tents. Turns out they are, I reckon, a really, really cool niche. Very, very simple to transport, very, very light, very easy to buy. And the amount of price variance is insane. Like I really like that one, for instance, but that's got 4,800, but that's 189 bucks. 189 bucks for a beach tent. It's their best seller, and that's 139 to 543. Just a really cool thing. Okay, so I thought that was kind of nice. They've done a good job of their listing as well. Pretty good job. I quite like that one. That's my favorite image, with all the different social proof everywhere being used in lots and lots of different ways. Looks actually like it's like a good Aussie product, doesn't it? Anyway, so I then went over and looked at what the prices of these things are. And these are the ones I've seen most in Australia. I don't know if you've got to see those too. I'm just going to flick this into the chat for you. Let me just prepare everyone in meeting. But I don't know if you agree with that. That tends to be what I've seen the most of when I've seen these on the beaches. These are everywhere. Not so much that sort of style, although I really like that style, but mostly kind of like that sort of style, almost like a pagoda, isn't it? Anyway, so they, 24 FOB, something like that. Noose was full of marquee style because I saw them everywhere. I mean, it's insane. Bondi was just a sea of them when I was on at Bondi, but 24 bucks, and they retail at, let's say you could retail them at, I don't know, what have you guys seen them for? 200 bucks? Cool Cabranas. That's a hell of a margin in them. I guess that's what I'm saying. There's like a big margin in them. It's a high margin product. And anything that sells for 24 bucks here at this stage of Alibaba, you can get that down to like a good FOB price of 20 bucks, I'd imagine, something like that, depending on how many you're going to order. So there's a lot of margin in it, which I think is kind of cool. And not for Australia. Australia, I don't know, is that kind of saturated? Perhaps not, I don't know. But for Europe, like they're nowhere. It just hasn't caught on yet in Europe. And the beach culture is we're just coming into that kind of beach season. Seems like there'd be a good opportunity for something like that. Europe, America, hot countries, southern states of America, obviously, super cool. So I really like that. I thought it was kind of neat idea. The other one that I saw as well, which I thought was kind of cool, was these deck chairs, like portable chairs that you take down to the beach. I don't know if I'd get one like this. I'd maybe get, have you seen the ones with the shorter legs that you can kind of sit on? Like they were everywhere as well. Even on New Year's Eve, where we were just underneath the bridge, they were freaking everywhere there. But I see these all over the place on the Aussie beaches. And again, you don't see them on European beaches. They're just not there yet. I can't speak to America, but I can certainly speak to European beaches. So again, I thought that was kind of an interesting opportunity. 10 bucks, that's probably going to be for FOB price. You could probably get that closer to 8 bucks, something like that. So you sell them in twos, of course, 16 bucks, I guess, something like that. And these things go anywhere from 50 to 100. I mean, there's some insanely expensive ones. But again, I thought that's a kind of neat idea. I really like both of those two things. And I think that there's something within that that you could absolutely do to make it your own. I suspect there will be a subset of people that would want elements for that. Like, I don't know that people would take that down to the beach, for instance, but I could totally see people taking that down to the beach, for instance, that sort of stuff where you can kind of roll it down. Certainly these, like, it's hot. It's hot. There you go. That's two products I really, really like. I thought it was kind of neat. I just saw them. I thought it was kind of cool. That was a video from my regular Monday night session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of e-commerce professionals right around the world, making sales on Amazon, on eBay, on Shopify, all sorts of different places, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. There's 2,500 members and growing. We're actually the fastest growing community of e-commerce professionals in Australia right now. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, and also come and join us, of course, then get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.